welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be sharing my February favorites with you, and I feel like I have so many. I feel like this was such a great month. We're discovering new movies and TV shows and podcasts and everything. So let's just jump right into it. Otherwise, we're going to be sitting here for a long time. So first, I want to share with you all of the documentaries, movies, and podcasts I've been loving this past month because I fell in love with so much, and I feel like I had such an amazing month for discovering and watching just such great films. So first, let's talk about documentaries. I mentioned this a few times in some of my car vlogs, so if you watch those, these won't be too much of a surprise. But the first one I've been loving, OJ Made in America. It is nominated for an Oscar, and wow, oh my gosh, what just an amazing, comprehensive look at O.J. Simpson, the trial, his life, his decisions, his choices, and just the social climate that was happening just at every stage of his life. I would highly recommend it. It's so brilliant. The next documentary that I absolutely fell in love with, it's on Netflix. It's 13th. It's by Ava DuVernay, I believe is her name. She's an amazing director. I believe that she was nominated for an Oscar for oh my gosh, the movie, oh my gosh, I can't remember now. Okay, I just looked it up, Selma. So, just an amazing documentary all about mass incarceration and the connection to the 13th Amendment, the abolishment of slavery, and just so eye-opening. So if you're looking for a very thought-provoking documentary, I would highly recommend checking out 13th. I also wanted to mention, I started watching The Crown. I finished the whole first season on Netflix, and at first I wasn't too sure, and I talked about this in a car vlog, so I won't go into it too much, but I really loved it. I want to say that the second half of the season was definitely a little more intriguing and interesting than the first half, but Claire Foy, who plays Queen Elizabeth II, was just such a brilliant actress. So highly recommend checking out The Crown and 13th. They're both on Netflix. OJ Made in America, we streamed off Hulu, but I believe that now it's probably available in a few different places. The other films that so this weekend, I tortured myself. I watched The Light Between Oceans, Brooklyn, and The Notebook all this weekend, which, I mean, you can imagine. My waterworks have been run dry. Now, I think we've all by this point either seen or heard about The Notebook. I feel like I'm not even going to talk about that. But I had never seen The Light Between Oceans or Brooklyn before. Brooklyn was nominated for an Oscar last year. The Light Between Oceans, the second I saw the previews for that, I knew it was a film that eventually I wanted to see. And Michael Fassbender and Alicia Vikander are like two of the most amazing actors ever, and I love them. I think Alicia Vikander is so beautiful, and together they are just like such a stunning pair. They're actually a real life couple, which blows my mind, but just such a beautiful film. Oh my goodness, heart-shattering, just so stunning. And without giving away too much, and I don't want to spoil it, but it's about a couple who can't have children, and then one day a baby in a basket or a baby in a boat like just sort of washes ashore, and just about their life after that moment and their decisions and their choices, and just such a beautiful film. So stunning. Definitely recommend that. And then Brooklyn was just so lovely. Just a beautiful film about a young girl like growing up and just trying to figure out who she is in a new country. She moves to America from Ireland. Such a pretty film. Like, it's just one of those that you can sit and watch and enjoy, and there's moments that you're crying but moments that you're laughing, and just I would highly recommend Brooklyn as well. And I watched Brooklyn off HBO, and The Light Between Oceans I rented from iTunes. Then podcasts. Oh my goodness. So I was listening to Grace Holmes. I was listening to Grace Helbig's Not Too Deep podcast, and last week she had Pete Holmes on, and Pete Holmes is a comedian. I never heard of him before, but that's not saying much because I'm a little like behind in those sort of things. But he is an amazing comedian. He had an HBO special out not too long ago, and his show Crashing just premiered on HBO like 2 weeks ago or something. And watched Crashing, was really great. Highly recommend that. But his podcast, You Made It Weird, is so good. He somehow creates this show and this environment where people just feel so relaxed and open to talk about anything and everything. And so he'll have some guests on who just talk about, you know, their art and the creative process, and just he'll also incorporate some like bigger values, and like he'll get their opinions on God and family and relationships, and just it's such an easy listen, but at the same time you feel like you're absorbing like so much information and so much just wisdom, and I love it. I think it's such a great podcast, so I would definitely recommend that. Definitely check it out. So really fast, let's jump into some makeup products so that you don't feel like this video takes forever and ever and ever. So last month I did a full face first impressions of the brand NYX. Fell in love with all their products. They have quickly become, most of them at least, like 90% of them have become part of my everyday makeup routine. Their foundation, the HD Studio Photogenic Foundation in the color Natural Beige, is my favorite. So I would say it's like medium coverage, but definitely buildable. Adore. The concealer, the NYX Gotcha Covered, like full coverage. Oh my goodness, this stuff is brilliant. It is the most full coverage concealer I have ever used ever, but it is not cakey. It does not crease. I don't know how they do it, but it's so good. So if you're looking for something that is going to cover your dark circles, like this is going to do it. I'm sure this could even cover tattoos. That's how thick it is. But again, like it doesn't crease. It doesn't show it's just so amazing. I've also been loving the NYX matte bronzer. It's just the best matte bronzer, like no shimmer. I mean, a little bit to like create a little dimension, but definitely nothing like too shimmery. It just gives you the perfect glow. I use this just sort of all over to bronze up my face, and then I'll go in with my contour powder. But I would highly recommend, if you're looking for a matte bronzer, like true matte, this is the one to get. You guys know I'm obsessed with the Duo Chromatic Illuminating Powder in the color Lavender. This is what I've been using. It looks like a highlight. Honestly, I've been using this all over my face. I know it's not like meant to be an all over face powder, but because it's purple, it just brightens up my skin. I love it. I love having my face look like a unicorn face. I'm like all about that. So it's been my favorite. I love it, and it's buildable too. So like I'll use a very light sort of like little brush all over my face just to brighten up my face, and then I'll use it a little heavier sort of as a highlighter, and I'm obsessed with it. The last NYX product that I've been loving is the NYX Eyebrow Marker. Now I've incorporated this into my eyebrow routine. I use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer. I use a little bit of Makeup Forever powder, and then just to really kind of create dimension, I've been using the marker, and I'll just go in, if there's any spots that look like they need a little bit more defining or a little bit more coverage, I'll use this pen. It has a felt tip, which I think is really nice. Comes out super thin, so it's very buildable. I would also say that this is pretty foolproof. So if you want, or you're interested in markers, but you're nervous because you don't want it to like look like you like literally took a Sharpie to your face, I would highly recommend the NYX markers, because even with a heavy hand, it does not come out like super thick or opaque. And guys, those were my February favorites. I hope you enjoyed. Definitely let me know in the comments if you end up checking out any of those documentaries, or if you've seen any of those films. I feel like this past month was just such a great month in terms of having watched and indulged in so many great documentaries and films and shows and podcasts, and so I just really wanted to share those with you. And then of course my makeup has been like my go-to every month, so if you haven't checked out NYX products, then definitely head to your local drugstore. I got all those at Target, so definitely check them out. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and I will talk to you all really soon. Bye guys!